my gosh, I love that you're gluten-free too.
I know, right? I'm like, I can't eat anything. Like,
No, but we both have like a little thing that suppresses us from the rest of the world.
that is so cute. Like a teleport.
Oh my god, iced coffee and...
That's a mood.
I always get the za'atar marinated tofu plate.
Together?
Together.
For here?
For here.
Okay.
It's just like a baby giraffe. Look how they like buckle.
This is it. I did it.
Amazing.
Oh, cute. And it's focused on you, which is a first. Which is what I never know how to do that.
Oh, me neither.
We've known each other forever. So.
We literally have.
When did we meet?
I was like a freshman in high school, and I'm what, like 2 years older than you, right? Something like that.
Something like
yeah,
that.
so I think I was like a freshman. I don't know. It was like it was a long time. Yeah, but like we were babies. Didn't we like have dinner somewhere?
Yeah, it was an agency dinner.
Yeah, that was the first time I was signed. I think I like submitted to them or something because like they had like an acting division.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, and
So you always wanted to act.
yeah. Ever since I was like a baby. But they had like an acting division. Like people were like, oh, you should like model because I was like very tall. Like the whole like
we know
thing.
how that goes.
This feel, yeah. And so yeah, I signed with them, and then I was with them for a while, but like I really didn't do anything.
Were you in school still too?
Yeah, I was still like full time, and I was in Florida too, so it was like I could never like come up.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like I just didn't re-sign with them because like they said like I was too young for their like acting thing or something. I don't know. There was like a lot of like things, but I mean, maybe like it was fine. It was just like was a thing that I did, you know. I was scouted when I was 18 in Canada, and then like I signed with a league.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was
you were
like
scouted randomly when it happened the second time.
yeah, it was really crazy. I wasn't expecting it. I kind of was like, oh, I'm done with this.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Thank you. Oh, that's so pretty.
That's really pretty. I want one of those for my face.
Hydration.
I'm so thirsty. I might drink this
Thank you
whole
so
thing.
much.
Thanks, yeah.
How often did you come up for modeling?
When I was signed, like at first when I was younger, like never. Like maybe like once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
If like a casting for like Abercrombie and Fitch came out when that existed. But when I was with when I started with Elite, it was like my senior year. So I was like taking half my classes online, and so I would just like come up whenever. And then I would like travel wherever, like Canada, stuff like that.
You were doing that. I was so jealous of being. I wanted to do online school.
It was
so
wild.
bad.
I hated it, but I loved it at the same time. Because like I wasn't really like ever like in with my school, if that makes any sense. Like it was just like a place I existed in, but like I didn't have like a huge group of friends. Like it was just like I was there.
Right.
Yeah. So it was like it was fine, but when I was applying to NYU, I was like, oh, you have to have like straight A's to get into any school.
And you and I were like,
I was like, I gotta see your come straight. I was like, I can't do this. But yeah, so like I was like, I'm not getting in, and it was like the acting program I was applying to. So I was thinking like, you know, the best of the best, and I'm just like little me, like I've never done anything in my life. Yeah, no, but I mean it was fine.
I mean, ethics is like a very broad term, but I think a lot of people, it means something to everybody in a different way. In acting and in the career you're doing, how do you feel like ethics has tested you? Because also it's like a financial thing. I realize that there's financial privilege that allows you to like really live your ethics in a way that affects your money and affects your income. Like in modeling, not a lot of people have the ability financially to say no to jobs that they might not ethically align with. Do you find that affecting you with castings and stuff?
Yes, because like you said, like not everyone has a choice to be like, oh, I can't work with this person because if that person's paying you like all of this money and you know
you need money
and
to
you need
live.
money, then you have to work with that person. That's why it really pisses me off when I see people like in modeling, like when I see a company like doing something wrong and then people taking out on the models, it's like those are the people that were hired, they're not the people that are making the decisions.
They're not the people with financial privilege.
Yeah, so it's like you can't. This looks so good. Hello.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's so cute. Alright, we have to like reposition.
Wow, okay, what?
Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my food channel. Today we're gonna be talking about
Today we're unboxing.
Today we're unboxing what do people unbox?
A product? This is a product. Any product at all?
I've watched like unboxing videos before.
Yeah,
just and it's like it is. Yeah, but then it's like it makes me upset.
Well, this is consumer culture.
Yeah, I'm like, why am I watching this person like open up their mail? This is a quinoa lentil platter. All gluten-free, no gluten, no wheat, no any of that in this house. Yeah, I think it's vegan too.
I'm pretty sure it's vegan.
I think it's vegan, but I'm a pescatarian. Yeah. As long as it doesn't have like meat in it, I'm good. Yeah, I'm on that pescatarian wavelength now. Like,
yes, I'm proud of you.
yeah, my sister's converting me, and you. Like,
is she vegan?
she's vegetarian vegan. So yeah, but it's not bad. I mean, I don't really eat meat anyway. And there's like vegan fried chicken too.
Yes.
Like Champs.
Seitan stuff. Oh. We should go to Champs.
Go to Champs after.
Do you want to Champs after?
Yeah.
For something else? Wait, we're going to Champs.
We're going to Champs.
Why did I not think about us going to Champs before?
Last time I went to Champs, I ate so much food with my sister, we could not stand up.
You brought your sister?
Yeah,
Did she love it?
she loved. This is the second time I brought her.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
and the first time we like got a milkshake and it was fine, but this time we got like everything, like fries, like this big platter, like milkshake.
Yes.
We were sick.
Oh
Like,
my
we were
god.
sick.
I am obsessed with Champs. We're gonna get so much food there.
Wow, this is like really good.
This sauce is delicious. The spicy sauce. Did you get sauce on your? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to literally like eat lentils like all the time as a kid. Like that was my like diet.
Yeah. What's your favorite food? That's a hard question, but
That's a hard question.
Thank you.
I like ice cream. But like dairy-free ice cream.
gluten-free, dairy-free,
Gluten-free, dairy-free. I like anything with rice in it. Like if it has rice in it, I feel like it's good.
I love rice too. I've been eating so much rice lately.
Rice is the best.
It's like the best carbs for you.
Yeah.
It's just like fuel. I don't know. I'm really not like a carb hater. A lot of people love to hate carbs. I'm like, there's no reason for that.
Carbs are the shit.
Carbs are big.
Yeah, we love carbs.
We love a carb.
I did a lot of theater, like as a,
Right.
like when I was younger, because it was just like more accessible. Now that I'm like doing film stuff and I'm not like in school anymore, like all the film stuff I'm doing is like by my friends that I know or like people that I know that so it's like everyone in that area is like not like
Problematic.
Yeah.
Good.
But I don't know, I feel like there are definitely like roles I wouldn't take just because of like who I am.
Right.
I was offered like one role that had like a scene in it that I was like a little iffy about, but it was like, it was such a good opportunity that if I had said no to it, then it would have like
It wouldn't have been worth it.
Yeah. I used to have an agent, but I don't anymore, so I'm just like doing it on my own, which is like hard as hell, but it's like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's like modeling on freelance. I think that's very similar.
I could not do that. They've always been like really supportive of me because I'm not like I didn't fit in like the like straight size model like thing. Like my measurements were always like too big but like not big enough. I would walk into a casting and like I felt like I was like the biggest girl there. And now it's like you can be like any height and like any size or whatever, which is incredible. 90% of the time, like I don't look like that, Like if I'm posting something online, it's not because that's how I look all the time or like whatever.
It's like my moment that I like.
Yeah, it's very, and like I think that goes for anybody, especially like these people with like millions of followers that always look flawless all the time. You have to realize that that's like Photoshop and like makeup and like everything.
There's
and
teams behind it.
yeah, like for every Instagram post, like it takes an army. Being more like candidly like yourself on the internet.
And you do that very well, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wait, you started on Tumblr? What tea? Tell me the tea about Tumblr.
The tea about Tumblr is
Thoughts on comparing. Because the comparing game is not big.
thoughts on comparing. That is so last year. I'm not comparing anymore. In 2018, I think that was the source of like all my insecurities. Like literally, like all the things that I hated about myself is because like I didn't have what other people had.
Right.
Like, oh, like I'm not like that, or I'm not like that, or like I'd walk into a cast and be like, oh, if only like my hair was like that silky and beautiful.
Comparing and modeling, I think it's just too easy to do. And then in retrospect, people compare themselves to us.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're a product of comparing to others.
It's like I would literally walk into castings and be like, I should not be here because I'm not as pretty as these people, or like I'd see someone on the street and like I could tell that they're a model, but like I was like, if anyone looks at me on the street, like they don't think I'm a model because like I'm ugly and like
totally do. And you're like,
stop.
But I get it because I felt the same way. Like I've become very used to eyes on me. We all get very comfortable with that from a young age.
Yeah.
And it almost numbs out. We keep feeling like we have to one up ourselves.
Literally, like we need like a Pulitzer Prize in order to be like good enough. Like and it's crazy, especially like because everyone that's doing everything is so young, like 15 and like on top of the world. And you're like being told over and over again, like, oh, you look so great. Like you just like it gets to the point where you're like, do I? Like, do I really, or is it just like what you're saying?
You would think models have higher self-esteem with all the affirmation. Like your job is literally to look like what you look. When I left modeling, I never wanted insecure. You'd think it would turn me into a comfortable person, but not
like
at all.
Modeling made me insecure, and then not working made me insecure because I was like, oh, like I am not doing anything right now, so like I suck. And when you suck, like when you're not getting work, it's like, oh, it's because I'm not like good looking enough, like I'm ugly, or like I gained weight or something. Like that's what you automatically assume, and it's just, and that might not be it, you know?
It's never it.
It's never it.
It's always, it's just a constantly changing industry. Everything's about what's the next best thing.
Literally. And it's so fast paced. Like something's always happening and like something's always changing. Yeah. 1 second you're like on top of the world and the next second you're not. So it's like, it's not a consistent job.
No.
It's not. It's why it's like, it's like a lot.
Speaking of food, what has your relationship with food been like?
I've always been like a naturally like thin person because I was like on like a volleyball team. Like I was working out all the time. Like, you know, that's metabolism. I was running. I was like doing something all the time, and I was also like going through puberty. I didn't like have like a woman's body. It was like a kid's body. When I started like modeling, it was like the same thing. Like you'd meet with an agency and be like, oh, like you look great, but like you might need to lose a few pounds. So there was one agency that I was like, I really wanted to sign with them when I first like got into it. We were vibing, like me and the guy, but it was like the type of agency that, I mean, they're amazing and like I understand what they were doing. Like I get it. Like I get the business at that time especially, but I couldn't get any skinnier. Like I was already like at my skinniest and like I couldn't be any skinnier. I remember it was right before Fashion Week season, and like obviously like I had just signed, so they wanted me to walk, and so I was like, oh, I have to lose all this weight to get down to like 34. Oh
my god.
34.
34.
Oh. And like I couldn't. Like I was like eating like nothing. Like I was eating like green smoothies and then maybe like 4 almonds. Like it was like not healthy. Working out and yada yada yada. And it was like not working, and they're like, okay, well, it's fine, don't worry about it. I eat a lot of food when I'm like upset. So then while this was happening and I was in modeling and I was like going through like all of that and then like all this other stuff happening, and like I was dealing with my own personal problems and then like other people's problems that I was projecting on myself, like the whole spiel, I was like eating so much food. And it was like, it would be nights where I would just like binge, like I'd be like, one night I was in London, it was like literally 3 in the morning, and I was like, I need french fries right now because I'm so sad.
Wow,
like I was like, I need french fries, and like it was that kind of thing. And then like I get mad at myself for eating all that food, and then I'd be like, oh well, it's not a big deal because like I'm booking work like with my body type, like just because I'm not like as skinny as like so and so doesn't matter. But then it'd be like, oh well, I maybe could get more if I didn't, like that kind of thing, where it's like a constant cycle of like not wanting to eat but then eating too much, and then like trying to be healthy for like a month and then like throwing it all away. And it was very stressful. And now I think I'm at the point where it's like, okay, like if I go out and have like a burger, like I'm not gonna cry about it, but it's still something that like is in the back of my head like all the time. It's like always there.
I feel like we're always gonna be on this journey of like neutraling out and making sure our relationship's healthy, just because we're always experiencing new things every day.
Yeah.
It's just, as long as you're still aware.
Yeah, I think that's the key. As long as you like realize that like it's just like what you're being like forced into thinking, like it's okay. But when you're like just mad at yourself all the time for like eating anything, it's not okay.
Yeah, no.
Like it's not healthy. It's just not good. And yeah, I think that's like being aware is super important. Our like entire job is just like the way we appear in front of other people. I mean, hate to break it too, but like food, like it affects. If I eat too much like sugar, like I'm gonna break out, like that kind of thing. So it's just stressful, and that shouldn't be something that you worry about. But like when it's your job, it's like you're forced to.
Body wise, have you seen the reaction shift over time?
I mean,
like from agencies and stuff?
Yeah, my agency's been like really cool. The thing is like as long as like measurements are consistent, and I feel like that's what clients like want, at least like the clients I get, because they're commercial. And so like for me, as long as like I maintain what other like clients know me as, I feel like I'm okay. It's just like the nature of the industry, like it's just like what it is, and like it's not good. Like I wish it could be like, oh, like you gain like 10 pounds, like that's fine.
Yeah, 3 sizes on
yeah, exactly. That's not the truth.
Oh my god, it's all sample.
It's all sample, which is like, ugh. Like I fit into stuff, but there have been times where like I'm on set and like the jeans are like too tight, like they don't zip up, and I'm like,
it happens to everyone, may I say. I feel like every episode of this I film, someone says that. It happens to me all the time.
And if everything else fits, like one pair of jeans doesn't.
But that would be the thing that ruins your day, which is crazy.
It's so crazy, and it's just like And then they're like, oh, sit down, and it's like a chair. I can't breathe.
Or like the shirt perfectly goes over the zipper or something.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, that's the
It
best.
works, guys. And then they're like,
our job is like to be like beautiful. Like I don't want to like say beautiful because like
make things look beautiful.
make things look beautiful, and then like have other people like consume that. So like when you're like in a magazine, you know, you might look a certain way or like whatever, and like someone else is consuming that, and like that's gonna make someone else feel that way. When I was like really struggling with modeling and like just like my body and like everything, it was like, oh, like once I'm like if I was just an actor, like I wouldn't have to deal with this. But like I feel like it's kind of the same thing, especially for like women and like femme people. Like our appearances are so important. These like pictures of like female actresses like on like People magazine or whatever, and it's like so and so gain weight or like post baby body, and it's like that's just because she's a human being.
Yeah.
And like not everyone has a six pack, and like when you give birth and you give a literal birth, like you're not gonna look like you did like when you're 20. Something happened recently where like someone was casted in a role that they shouldn't have been casted in, and then like that was addressed, and that person isn't in the movie anymore. I don't think the movie's happening, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But like stuff like that, like I'm glad that like happened, because I feel like it was something that was addressed, and like
statements were made.
yeah, and like it was like people's voices were heard. Like people were like, that's not okay to do. Like you can't just be doing that like all the time and like not face any like consequences. Like, oh, what's that movie that just came out? It was a Netflix movie about like the girl and like
Insatiable.
no. Oh, that's something else. That's a lot. I was talking about something else, but like we could talk about that. Oh, to all the boys that lent me that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I read like an article or whatever where the author of the book was talking about like how hard it was for like them to find a company that would like produce the movie, because nobody wanted to hire an Asian American actress in the role. And it's like it's been like white, cis, het forever. Like it's enough. Like we have enough. If like a white girl had been casted, like I could pull up like literally 100, maybe more, definitely more other movies with that story.
Yeah.
But like the fact that she wasn't like meant something, you know. And it's like all about like representation and in general, like it's so important, because like when you're consuming media and it's like nothing is anything that you can relate to, it's like that's shitty.
Yeah, it's not good
It's
media
shitty.
to
It's not
consume.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a mess. It's a whole mess.
You're making it better though, I think.
That's the goal.
That's the goal, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, what's your goal with acting? Because I feel like modeling, we don't have as much direction. It's more
yeah,
about
make that money, like, you know, like be yourself, especially like if you have like a social media platform, like say things.
Yeah,
that's important.
Say words, girl.
Say
Yes.
things.
When she
yeah.
says words.
When she says things, it's so great. I don't know. I think that like for me, it's like I have like two kind of like things that I want to do with it. Like obviously one is like a personal thing, like that's like what I wanted to do my whole life since I was a kid. Storytelling is like kind of like what I love to do, and like in general, so like script writing, filmmaking, yada yada yada, like that whole thing. And I just see like so many people with so many different stories. It's so important for them to like be able to do that, like to be able to share a story. And like something that I've always wanted to do is have like a group of people where I feel like we can all help each other like tell our stories.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Me as a channel.
Yes, literally you as a channel.
Yay.
It's an industry, and I think this is the same with fashion. It's an industry where it's so based on like who you know and like what you've done, or like
Political as hell.
it's so political, like who is your parents, or like who is this. Like I get it, like I get that, but at the same time, like we're not allowing people that have a lot to say those things
because of funding, just because of who they are.
like A-listers,
Yeah,
that
resources.
kind of thing. Yeah, be a part of like some type of change in an industry where it's so like widespread. Like everyone watches films and television.
Yeah.
Like everyone
Consumer
consumes.
culture.
Yeah, it's like everyone consumes that. So to like be a part of that change, it's just like that's what's important to me. Like fame, a billionaire, whatever. Like that doesn't matter. But like to be a part of that and just to like do what I want to do while I'm doing that, it's like.
That's so exciting. Wait, I have to ask again about, you need to explain your major.
Oh my god. Well, so Gallatin. So I was at Tisch, right? And that was just acting. But Gallatin's like pick your own major, and
As in like curate your own major.
literally like you put the puzzle pieces
And
together.
then you name
it's
it.
crazy.
You name whatever it
name
is.
it. Like my name is gonna change, but like pretty much like all the classes I'm taking have an element of storytelling. So like screenwriting, like cinematography, like I'm taking religion classes, like humanities classes, like all that stuff. Like in everything we do, like we are telling a story. So I just wanna incorporate that like element of storytelling into like my academic
So pretty much she majors in
Storytelling. Like, I was storytelling. Yeah, like, I mean, why not? Someone majored in the color blue.
I heard about that.
That was Gallatin.
Move.
Yeah. I mean, if you can, might as well.
Ooh, someone should major in emotion pictures. Is there like a kid that's undefined at NYU that wants to like define their
Hey guys, if you're at Gallatin, you're undefined. How are you?
Hit me up on Instagram.
Emotion pictures.
I got you. I'll share it.
Yeah.
So important.
Wow, that was really powerful.
Unboxing.
This one a small apology for
Oh, it smells so good. I love baked goods.
miscellaneous Mr. Molly inside my sake, incredible.
Wait, I don't even have it in my hand. Why did I do that?
His ass is
I feel like I'm doing like those videos of people like eating like ASMR, you know?
Oh yes, definitely.
Conversation with a marginal sister.
I'm sorry. That's delicious. Yeah. Huh. And it's like cakey. It's like fudgy cakey. Yeah. I just got super confused. Should I try this one? Carob cake. You're reacting to everything. Yeah, it's good. It tastes like cake. It tastes like cake. No, it's interesting. Carob, what does that mean? It tastes like something I've had before. Have I had carob cake before? It's a brown floury powdered extract from the carob bean. That doesn't tell me anything. Peace. That was a great closing off scene.